This is like the 1987 stock market crash chart. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video. Trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets, and trading is the most hardest thing you'll ever do, and it takes a long time to become a good trader. So this video is just educational only. If you're struggling with your trading right now, then click on the very first link in the description. We're going to learn a free training, the 7 universal laws to become a master trader that will boost your success, consistency, and confidence without spending a decade trying to figure it out. Click on the very first link in the description right now. All right, traders. So one thing I want to do is I want to share with you a video today based on what I'm seeing here in the stock market. And I did a video yesterday and I talked about how this is very similar. The chart is very similar to the 1987 stock market crash chart. And then some people said, no, John, it's more like 1929. It's more like this, it's more like that, yada, yada, yada. And so anyway, so what I did is I actually went and got up and I went and pulled up the stock market chart, or this chart here, which is the 1987 stock market crash chart. And one thing you want to be able to see here, just before the market did come down and crash, what happened to the market? What happened? Let me actually bring this up here. Let me see if I can zoom this in a bit more. And I'm going to go over this chart here. Right. So what actually happened before we had the big caboodle, whippy, yippee, yippee, yah, yee, yay, yee, down, right? What happened with that? What happened when we had this down move through here? Well, the interesting thing is that if you actually look through here, what actually happened? Look at this here. We had a run down, we had a low, we had a little run up, and then we had another slight lower low. Then we ran up to make a higher high, and then guess what? And then the market came down, went sideways for a bit, and then we got the drop. Now, look at that, all right? Look at this here. Market goes from the high, comes down, makes a low, a slight lower low, runs up, around about 50% of this move, and then drops down. Now, okay, so you see that this is the 1987. Now, if we go back to the Dow Jones chart, we can actually see what? And let's just squeeze this up here. The market did what? The market did, again, let's have a look at this here. Market ran down, created a low, ran up, made a high, came down, made a lower low, ran up, made a high, and now it's just heading down. So I made a comment about that, and someone said it was about this chart, it was about this time, 1929 or anything like that. And I'm just saying, what I'm looking at here is very similar to the 1987. You can see the reason why I'm saying that now. You can see the reason why the market is like the way it is right now. We have this bit of a double bottom, but a slight lower low, rallied up, and then the market dropped off. And in fact, if you actually have a look at Bitcoin, if you have a look at the Bitcoin chart, this is actually Bitcoin chart right here. It's very similar to the Bitcoin chart before it actually started to what? Before it started to come down. Now, not exactly, but let me see if I can open this chart right up here. This is very similar to the Bitcoin chart. What happened here with Bitcoin? The market ran up, made a high, it came down, made a low, came up, made a high, made a bit of like a double bottom formation, ran up, made a slight higher high, roughly 50 to 60% of the move, and then guess what? Ding, 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 and then ding, 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 and then it's going to get a zero. So that's where it's going. So as you can see, this is actually what the market does sometimes. It's very similar to that, and that's actually what's happening right now, especially on this chart here, which is the Dow Jones, and also the Nasdaq did it as well too, and also the S&P 500 did as well too. This is actually the S&P 500 chart here. On this 87 crash, and then this is also what we can see here on the chart as well too. So there we go, guys. That's the reason why this chart image is very similar to the 1987 stock market crash.